We have such a fantastic girl now from Indonesia. One lovely girl from Indonesia. Her name is Nurin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Nurinda. Yes, Nurinda. She's SST MCAP, her midwifery education, and she's SST midwifery bachelor, MCAP midwifery post graduation. So can I ask you, please, you introduce yourself, because maybe I could not pronounce, because every country have different certificate. That's why if you can first welcome and introduce yourself, and we are listening from you from beautiful land of Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lily Mustafa. And I direct my PowerPoint, my topic for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening for Indonesia time. Hi, I'm Indah. I'm midwife. I'm from Indonesia, and I work as a lecturer in Borneo Tarakan University, and I'm preceptor in primary healthcare service. And I want to say thank you very much for Miss Lily Mustafa and Miss Austin for arrange our webinar today. It's so honorable for me to meet you in webinar for today. And I want to share a little about the role of midwife in Indonesia in maternal health service in pandemic COVID-19. Indonesia has still struggling in battle about maternal and mortality child rate, which are still high. Health Ministry of Indonesia confirmed about 305/100 live birth. And one effort my government to reduction mortality rate in Indonesia with joint Millennium Development Goals. Because one indicator to progress nation with maternal and child health care. But we know Millennium Development is over, but Indonesia has not been able to get out from this problem. And now, transformation about Millennium Development Goal is Sustainable Development Goal, and my government, my nation commitment to reduction until 70/100,000 live birth in 20-30 years. You can see on your screen, there are many factors mortality rate in Indonesia, and this is journal from Indonesia about maternal in death, and I divide two factors, direct factor and indirect factor. Direct factor about complication of pregnancy like bleeding, eclampsia, maternal infectious, puerperal sepsis, and yeah. About indirect factor, you can see in your screen, this is Indonesian map. Indonesia has 5 big islands. That is Sumatra, Java, Papua, Kalimantan, and Sulawesi. And if you enlarge the region of North Kalimantan, is it my island, and I live in small island of outer of region Indonesia. And yeah, one of problem Indonesia about geographical of Indonesia. Many people live in small island, outer of area, and remote area. So to get health facilities so far from their home. And about health facility, especially in outer border of area Indonesia between Indonesia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, Timor-Leste, it so lacks health facility. And yeah, in a lot of member midwife, but the distribution has not. And the third indirect factor in Indonesia about the slow for decision making, because a lot of people have a paradigm, we have a problem, we can waiting another family to come here and make decision. So we have a lot of spend time to waiting, make decision. Yeah. And I think about direct and indirect factor in Indonesia is classical problem in developing country like Indonesia. very complex problem that occur in Indonesia. It's not only responsibility about to responsibility my government, but this is moral responsibility as midwife. And at the present time, we have 305,732 Indonesian midwife member who get a member card, and Council of Health Worker confirmed about 600,000 midwife get competent certificate, and we have 34 regional manager, we have 509 branch manager, and about 3,728 regional manager at district. So we have a large midwife member in Indonesia. So for my nation, is it asset? But for my profession, midwife, is it a challenge? Who a large midwife member can contribute to provide quality service to community. And one program for government to give quality service about maternal health service, to give one midwife in one village, especially at remote area and outer of Indonesia. And the name of program is Healthy Nusantara. Healthy Nusantara is a program, government program to give one midwife in remote area or outer of Indonesia, but just for agreement time program. But at the present time, Alhamdulillah, my government give achievement for midwife. If the midwife have a work for a long time in remote area or outer of Indonesia, will become civil servant. And then it's a good news for midwife, and especially in my area, in outer of area Indonesia, my midwife has only diploma 3 education, because my place or my area is so far from capital of Indonesia. But this year, my Ministry Education permit establishment to open bachelor for midwife education. So it's a good news for my midwife in outer of region Indonesia to increase knowledge midwife. Yeah, maternal mortality, it's not yet from Indonesia, and we are dealing COVID-19. Source Ministry of Indonesia report on May 2020 about 10,551 positive corona. There are 1,591 recovered, and about 800 passed away. And I hope all midwives are given health in carrying out responsibility and do not reduction optimization health service for mother. And at the present time, there are some midwife positive corona. There are some midwife who monitoring category, and they have isolation independently. The Indonesian Midwife Association report there are several midwives who closed up independent clinical practice because we have limited personal protective equipment like hand cone, masks, and gown, and another equipment. And then there are several efforts by Indonesian Midwife Association to support maternal and child health service during this pandemic. The first about advocating to facility to provision personal protective equipment, especially for midwife practice independent. The second, Indonesian Midwife Association products masks to distribute to midwife and public. And the third, Indonesian Midwife Association takes socialization of guideline issued by Ministry Health for all midwife member. And the fourth, compile midwife technical guideline for independent midwife practice. Indonesia midwife conduct virtual meeting between interpersonal organization and stakeholder to discussing about continuity maternal and child health service. And Indonesian Midwife Association has issued guideline on midwifery service practice in pandemic midwife. And yesterday, I joined webinar with my Indonesian midwife chairman, and she said to this time for mutual cooperation, this time to work together as midwife to give quality service maternal and child, and especially to minimize deficiency personal protective equipment. And for midwife, there are has issued guidelines for midwife in antenatal care. The first, midwife asks mother pregnant to stay at home if there has not danger or complication maternal, and always read mother and child handbook and apply in daily, because mother and child book increase health education for mother pregnant. And then if mother pregnant has sign danger or complication, mother pregnant immediately goes to health facility. If need antenatal care, mother pregnant make to appointment with midwife via telephone or WhatsApp. And if we need midwife tracking mother pregnant who monitoring category or isolation independently. And midwife conduct a comprehensive assessment according standard, including information relation COVID-19, and all of family pregnant midwife always wear masks and apply principle of COVID-19 prevention. And for intranatal care, mother pregnant contact the midwife via WhatsApp or telephone if there are signs of delivery baby. And midwife conduct comprehensive assessment according to standard, including information relating COVID-19. Delivery assistant is carrying out according to labor care standard and support standard personal protective equipment according principle prevention for COVID-19 transmission. And it's very important for midwife to make planning birth results for mother with risk complication, including suspect monitoring personnel. And because I'm a lecturer and I'm preceptor in primary health service, so I have spent much time with students in community, and this is our activity in community. We give health education for public with government cooperation to make planning family, and we give health service for maternal. And this is my student, and this is my friend in Borneo Tarakan University. And before I work in region of area Indonesia, I work in Plamonia Midwifery Academy. It's area a big city of Indonesia. And last year I decided to go for outer of region Indonesia, because this is my dedication for my nation, for my profession midwife, to give quality service from outer region of Indonesia. And this is my Indonesia Midwife Association chairman, and the name is Dr. Emi Nurjasmi, and this is my secretary Indonesia Midwife Association, the name Dr. Ade Jubaida. And I think enough for my time today. I feel fortunate to join in our webinar today for Celebrate International Midwife. And thank you so much for Lily Mustafa, because they give me opportunity to sharing with midwife who amazing in the world. Thank you very much. And thank you for Miss Augustine to arrange our webinar today. I'm so proud of you, because you are always give experience to all midwife in the world. I always follow you in Instagram, and I always um, watch you for give my to for um, make experience for especially for me, of course. Thank you very much, and good
Indah, thank
luck
you
in the
so much. Thank you so much. Your presentation was wonderful. Thank you for showing us so much of your country and your studies. Thank you so much.